One of the major differences between Family Search Family Tree and all other trees online and on your own computer is that Family Tree is a collaborative tree. In the days of my grandmother, each person kept their own book of remembrance. Children and grandchildren were permitted to copy pages, but in no way allowed to impact the original book. Often the first copy contained shorthand notes explaining which book the information had been gleaned from. The assumption was made that once the expert had finished, everything was perfect and nobody better touch that ever again. Since then, we have learned that there were many different documents which referred to a given individual. Some were more reliable than others, some provided more complete information in one field than another. But to understand the details of that person and the family members, we need to compare the key documents together and use logic, analysis on what the documents really say together. That is why we capture images of the original documents as sources and not just refer to them. The idea of trust me, I am the expert carries no validity in this work. Once we've done what we can, we hope that a new family member can find additional documents that shed light on our piece of the family tree. We also invite and encourage other family members to check the logic and conclusions of what we have put in and improve on the understanding where possible. The users of Ancestry and other single owner trees will scream, "What about somebody following up your carefully done research?" Yes, an occasional mistake is going to be made, usually to be by someone who is just getting started and who, with the error, will learn and go on to make major contributions in the future. In my experience, for every error that is added by someone else, there will be 1,000 improvements made. The system also contains fairly simple corrective tools, but the enthusiasm of the one who changed your data can become a major asset to you and your family when you teach them and encourage them with love. In the meantime, if you are nervous about somebody changing your information, put a trace on that person so that you'll be notified weekly or monthly of every change that occurs to that person page. A few years ago, I accompanied a cancer patient to treatment. To take the minds off the upcoming treatment, they placed a large table with a 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle on the table. Each incoming patient and escort could work on it. Some sorted pieces, some found matching pieces, some found clusters that linked together. But working together and over time, they accomplished what no one person could do alone. Family Tree works in a similar fashion. It is built to allow and encourage multiple people to work on the same piece of the family. Who? Our cousins, both near and distant, but also people across generations. Our deceased ancestors, our children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren are included in this work. My grandmother already identified everyone back as far as she could. Isn't it all over? No. She didn't have access to many of the documents that are now or soon will be available. That means that what she wrote down was, in some cases, incomplete, and there may be additional family members which should have been identified. Why is this different than the online personal computer trees? Each of those millions of trees has a single owner who is the only person who can change anything in that tree. Sometimes there are 10,000 different trees referring to a single person with 500 to 1,000 different opinions about the details of that person. Almost every person who starts an online tree has the intention of making it perfect, detailed, source based. Unfortunately, over time and with the rush of everything going on, each person tends to take shortcuts by doing incomplete research, copying work, including errors from others, and making assumptions. With no checks and balances or feedback from others, the errors perpetuate and compound. Are there errors and duplications in Family Tree? Of course there are. Identifying and resolving these problems is a big part of our current responsibility. But the big advantage is that as those errors and duplications are corrected, they become immediately available to all users. The great beauty of the collaborative tree is that it continues to get better and better. The joint efforts to find additional clarifying documents and willingness to let others check our analysis and logic gives the tree a power far beyond what the best expert can ever hope to match. Now we're going to stop.